game just to get my fatty. And these lazy ain't got competition. It's me versus me, love Key Talk game.
Key Talk Society, check it out. Before the video gets started, I need y'all to like the video. You know what I'm talking about? You know I'm gonna come with the content every day, all day. You know what I'm talking about? They like the video for me, take 2 seconds. Anyways, so within the Warzone of Dallas, it looks like there's been a few more shootings. But one of the shootings is different than all the rest because 12 actually, I'm talking about, fired back at the suspects and a shootout with the police actually happened. So that means within the past 24 hours, there's been 5 different shootings. You know what I'm talking about? Of course, I reported on a shooting with the Ray Glizzy, with the gang member that actually got unalived. Then there was the shooting where the 5 people actually got shot, 3 adults and 2 minors. They went to the hospital. Update on them, they are actually inside a stable condition. Now, if you didn't hear that story, you can check the previous video that I did because that's the video on it. And then also last night, there was an actual shooting inside of Lancaster. I didn't cover that one, but it definitely did happen. One person was unalive. Now, the 2 shootings that I'm actually going to be covering today, one shooting happened at a Church's Chicken. I really hope nobody didn't just skip somebody in the line or some type of nonsense like that. Or it could have been that somebody seen the ops, you know what I'm talking about? And if you see the ops, you know exactly what time it is. Time to get busy. Any place, anywhere, wherever it is, it don't matter at all, right? And then, of course, you know what I'm talking about, another shooting actually just happened this morning, on Sunday morning, where that's where the cops actually got into a shootout with some suspects that they say was robbing a building potentially. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the story. First of all, we're going to get into the story of the Church's Chicken, and then we'll get into the story of the shootout that 12 actually had with 2 suspects. So I'm going to read the report. Now, this happened some people call it East Dallas. Some people call it, well, the news articles and the people that design the city call it South Dallas. So we're going to meet in the middle, and we're going to call it Southeast Dallas. You know what I'm talking about? Because they are close to each other at particular times, right? Anyway, so as far as the Church's Chicken shooting go, it says, 1 person was killed Saturday night in a shooting at a fast food restaurant in South Dallas, police said. The shooting happened around 7:15 p.m. at Church's Chicken in a 4600 block of Syene Road. Dallas police said after officers responded to the scene, they found a man who was suffering from being shot. Despite receiving aid from Dallas fire rescue personnel, the victim ultimately died from his injuries. Police are still looking for the gunman in connection with the shooting. They have not released details about the suspect's description. Authorities have not revealed the name of the victim. So I'm willing to bet this is going to be another case of seeing the ops and getting busy. You know what I'm talking about? It could have been a dispute. You know what I'm talking about? There are times where disputes actually happen and then there's some type of shooting. But with the current war zone that actually going on inside of Dallas right now, is a whole lot of pretty much seeing the ops and then getting busy at that particular time, right? So RIP to Buddy that actually passed away. There's no name released yet, but I do want to say RIP to him. Anyways, now, as far as the shootout that actually happened with 12, yes, in the Dallas Warzone, in the DFW Warzone right now, the officers is getting busy and sliding too. It ain't just the people that sliding, the officers is sliding, you know what I'm talking about? And that's why I say this is a wild war zone right now. There was literally just another officer that shot somebody on the highway. They said that they told him to drop his gun. He ain't drop his gun, so they pretty much shot him, right? So both sides is sliding, you know what I'm talking about? And now we're at a situation to where this side has slid on 12 and 12 slid back, right? So I'm gonna read that story so y'all can see actually how it goes. So it says, on February the 11th, 2024, at about 12:45 a.m., Dallas police responded to a report of a robbery in progress in the 2900 block of West Wheatland Road. So 12 pulling up, they get the call, robbery in progress, 2900 Wheeling, all forces go there. So they skirt, you know what I'm talking about? They speeding to the place. They pull up to the place, they looking around, right? They looking around and they think they see the suspects, right? So what you think they do? Try to approach them. Anyway, so it says the preliminary investigation determined when officers arrived, they found multiple suspects robbing a business. So they found multiple people robbing a business. And you can imagine that the people that they found robbing a business is not trying to go to jail for no robbery. You know what I'm talking about? They probably got the thukas on them. They probably got the blicks on them. And they probably got switches on them too, you know what I'm talking about, which means it's going to be more trouble that they'll be inside of, right? Anyway, so it continues and it says, when officers approached, the suspects pulled out a handgun and fired at officers. Officers returned fire. The suspects ran from the scene. So I can imagine they're like, hey, what are you doing? Immediately, they ain't trying to take no type of risk. They pull out the guns and get the bang, 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 shooting at the officers, right? And then it pretty much says that the officers return fire. So the officers fire back, you know what I'm talking about? It's a war zone, so everybody hitting, everybody going, you know what I'm talking about? And may the best man win is how it's going, right? And then it says, after the suspects ran the scene, it says officers ran after the suspects. So they boom, boom, boom. They just fired shots so they can get time to pretty much run away. But 12 of them said, oh, no, not at all. So they running after each other. They gone, 12 coming right behind them, right? And then it says officers ran after the suspect, and there was a second exchange of gunfire. So they running away. You know what I'm talking about? They looking behind. They see the 12 is following. They say, oh, no. They turn around. Bang, 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 start shooting as well back at the officers again, in which, of course, if the officers shot the first time, what you think they going to do the second time too, right? You know what I'm talking about? And then it continues and it says, after the exchange of gunfire, the second exchange of gunfire, one of the suspects was hit during one of the exchanges and first aid was given at the scene. So after Buddy turned back around seeing the 12, firing at the 12 fired back. Now this is where skills at shooting going to come in place at, right? See, most of the people, you know what I'm talking about, that they're shooting and doing the crimes, whatever like that, they not actually going to no gun range where they can practice they shooting, practice they targets, you know what I'm talking about? So the chance, that's why when it's like, they're like, oh, 7 people got hit, and one was the intended target, or 2 people got hit, one was the intended target, because most of the people that's actually going out sliding, they aim ain't that good, you know what I'm talking about? They got the switch on the thing, so whenever they hit, it's going you know what I'm talking about? And it's going to hit multiple people, whoever's in the area, you know what I'm talking about? In hopes of hitting the right person, unless you just walk them down and face shot them or something like that, right? A body shot them, head tap them, whatever it may be. And so this was a case of they shooting at the officers, but the officers are trained. You know what I'm talking about? They at the gun range and probably in the police building training, bang, 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 bang. You know what I'm talking about? With the right aim. So that's why 12 was able to hit one of them, but they wasn't able to hit 12 because they fired first at 12. The first go around allegedly, and the second go around they fired first at 12, right? Allegedly, that's what they claim, right? So we'll just continue from here. It says, so one of the suspects was hit during one of the exchanges and first aid was given at the scene. The suspect was transported to a local hospital in stable condition. No officers were injured. This remains an ongoing investigation. So with that being said, the other dude got away. Let's just say it was 2 people. Could have been 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't know, right? But the other people got away. One of them in a hospital, you know what I'm talking about? So they going to put all them charges on Buddy, probably some type of attempted murder for firing at the officer and stuff like that. Maybe he wasn't the one that fired the gun, though, so maybe they'll be able to drop that charge on him. However, they going to try to squeeze Buddy to get the information on the other people, right? That's going to be their main thing they're going to try to do is get the information of who else was with him on the play, you know what I'm talking about? Now, if he going to stay silent, we'll just have to see. If he don't stay silent, we'll see that as well, because I feel like this will be one of the stories that they will update because they're going to say, hey, if they capture the other people. Another man arrested, another man captured that had the actual shootout with 12. Anyways, I keep telling y'all, it's a war zone inside of Dallas. I'm going to make sure that I keep bringing y'all all the news on it and stuff that's happening because it's wild. Some of the stuff I'm not even reporting on, like the shootout with 12 that actually happened on the highway. You know what I'm talking about? Well, it wasn't really a shootout. They just kind of popped Buddy because they said that he wouldn't follow the commands or comply, and he had a gun in his car. So they bang, bang, bang. So it's all this is wild, right? Anyway, so as I always say, RIP to the fallen soldiers and RIP to the soldiers that will fall, because we know this is a continuous thing and it doesn't never stop. It's just at times it's hotter and sometimes it's colder. And right now inside the Dallas Warzone, the DFW Warzone, is flaming hot. There's a lot of good music coming out though, I'll tell you that for sure. Anyways, and if you want to hear the music, go to my Instagram at Key Talk Media. I post a whole lot of upcoming artists, especially Dallas, DFW, period. You know, I'm talking about Fort Worth, the murder, and all that. Let me know something. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this entire ordeal. I'm out.